What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about, well, it's official. The MetaQuest 3S Xbox was officially announced this morning. So we'll talk to you about the specs, the actual specs of that. We're going to talk about Hytale. Hytale is a game that people were really big fans of Minecraft way back when. This game's been in production for 6 to 7 years, and it's no longer in production. It's got canceled. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then we're also going to talk about Dune Awakening. Dune Awakening, I'm having a very enjoyable time with it. I'm around, I want to say about 80, almost 90 hours inside the game over the last 2 weeks. And the director came out, started talking about how they want to change, or they're listening, and they're going to change the end game a little bit because their vision is not being, they're not changing it. They're adapting it a little bit because it's just not working the way they envisioned it. But I think Sarge saw this coming a while ago. So we're going to talk about that as well. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. If you'd like to listen to any of the music that we have in the morning show, not all the tracks are up, but you can go over to 30 and Still Jamming, and you can listen to them over there as well. If you guys watched last night, Rematch, we played Rematch. I have to show you some clips. I have to show you some clips because I don't know what the hell he was doing last night. Dolphin, right? Community member. It was funny because we were playing, and I was like, what is happening? Is he like not paying attention? And here's the greatest example. Okay, here's the greatest example. I want you to just watch Dolphin. You see him over here in the corner over here. Okay, you'll hear his voice. Okay, so I just want you to hear the delay that's happening. Right, I don't know. He's apologized, by the way, which is didn't need to apologize, but I was laughing my ass off. It was frustrating, but at the same time, it was gold. It was gold. All right. So I want you to just see what's happening here, okay? Let's just watch. Let's watch it together. Okay, now the ball, Mr. Luke has the ball. Rogue just passed it to Mr. Luke. Dolphin is in the far left corner. That's him saying, got it, got it. I just want to rewind just a little bit again, right? I kicked the ball to Rogue. Rogue, you guys can't hear it. Sorry. Okay, I kicked the ball to Rogue. Rogue kicks it to Luke. Luke has it. Okay, Dolphin is on the team. He now says,
got it, got it.
Every time.
He says, got it, got it. What screen is he looking at? Right? What screen is he looking at? Again, let me pass it. I passed to Rogue. Rogue has the ball. Luke's coming in from the left side, coming into the middle. Luke gets the ball. Luke has the ball. Okay? Luke has the ball. Dolphin's over here in the corner. This is his voice. Are you ready?
Got it, got it.
Every time he boosts, it proper kicks
Got it. Got it.
it out your feet.
Luke, what the
And then he's like having some like, what's happening, right? Right? Listen.
fucker, ma.
Boost, it proper kicks it out your feet.
Luke, motherfucker, ma. Got it.
Every time.
What is happening? He's over here by himself. He's over here by himself. Okay?
Every time he boosts, it proper kicks it out your feet.
Luke, motherfucker, ma.
Okay. Oh, wow, that was good.
Then I kick it to Dolphin.
There you go.
He runs away from the ball.
Oh shit.
I have a question. Are you delayed? You're not watching it through delay, are you? Don't watch the stream. Wait. There's more. I made 4 clips last night. Here's another one. Oh, that's just the big play. Here he is. Here he is not using the left trigger.
Just hold down left trigger.
Yeah, get in the defensive stance and Okay. Again, we told him this is our 1 hour and 20 minutes into a 4-hour stream. Okay. He's the goalie right now. Listen to what Rogue says.
Hold down left trigger.
Hold down left trigger. Okay. Yeah, get in the defensive stance. And I say get in the defensive stance, which means hold the left trigger.
Oh wait, that's
Goalie's
a
out.
Left trigger, yeah. Left trigger. Left trigger again. Defensive stance. Defensive stance
no goalie,
again.
There's no goalie. There's no goalie.
Yeah, go.
No goalie. He could have kicked the ball. We could have scored easily. But listen to the delay. Listen to the delay. Ready?
There's no goalie. There's no goalie. There's no goalie.
Yeah, go. Oh
Yes,
shit!
you-
I have the ball. Sorry.
Oh my.
Now listen to what he just said there. Did you miss it? Did you miss what he said there? No goalie, no goalie. And then listen to what Dolphin says. He's the goalie, by the way, holding the ball. Left trigger, yeah. Defensive stance. Wait for it.
There's no goalie. There's no goalie. There's no goalie.
Dolphin has the ball in his hand. You see it right there, right?
Yeah, go. Oh
Yes,
shit!
you-
I have the ball. Sorry.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Was he a plant from the other team the entire night? What was happening?
Goalie. There's no goalie.
Look, Dolphin, ball in hand.
Yeah, go. Oh
Yes,
shit!
you-
I have the ball. Sorry.
Who did you think had the ball? This is too great.
Oh my.
What do you mean? You have
God.
of course you have the ball. What screen are you looking at?
Fucking. Sorry.
Fucking sorry what?
You go, Luke.
Top of me. I
It's
thought you
amazing.
Took the ball.
You're the goalie. You're looking at your screen. How are you confused by that?
Right on top of me.
Oh,
I was
what
on the
the fuck?
ground.
What? And then look, where is he? Where is he? He's the goalie. Look at him. How are you confused by that? Look. You see a goal? That's our goal. Where's our goalie? He's over here. He's over here.
Right on
Look, just keep watching. It's just
top of me.
Oh,
I was
what
on
the
the ground.
what
What
are
are you
you
doing?
doing?
Dolphin, what are you playing on? What game you on? What game
Hey,
were you
I'm-
playing?
Where? Are you? Look at you. Where are you?
As if it's
Oh my
it's a
God!
wind-up,
Where are
you're
you?
winning. It's a
Somebody
wind-up, you're
turned his TV off, man.
Oh my God!
I'm a
So,
horrible
that's,
multitasker.
Don't stop
Sometimes-
tasking.
I don't look. I asked multiple times last night, Jason. I asked multiple times last night. Yeah, I got that, bud. Okay, now we got one more. We got one more. This is another one.
Apparently we
This is called. What is the clip on this one? I forget what this one was. Oh, I'm sure it'll be funny. Here we go.
apparently we win.
Look at
Who the
this.
hell's in goal?
Dolphin! What are
Shit,
you
sorry.
doing?
Fuck my life.
Hey.
Don't aim me.
Look, he never ever presses the left trigger. Ever. What do you
Hang on,
mean?
hang on.
Hey, you're doing nothing, man.
No.
Goalie.
Right, their goal is crap as well. Oh,
My
shut
son
up,
asked
that
me
went
for a
past
bag
him.
of chips for 20 seconds.
Well, then say something.
Apparently we win.
But there is a silver lining. There is a silver lining. We had one of the better plays that we had in the game, which is this one right here. It all went downhill after this last night. This is the clips here. This is the best one we had all night. Right? I passed to Luke. Luke passes it to Rogue, I think.
You can.
Rogue hits it back to me. Oh no, back to
Oh.
Luke. Luke hits it
Got
back
it,
to
got
me.
it, got it.
Nice.
I
Good
set it
pass.
up.
The wall.
Rogue knocks it in. Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's how he should be playing.
Ah, good pass.
Nice.
That's how he should be
that was a
playing.
full pass.
I don't know if Dolphin was over by the goal or not. He was the goalie. So, but yeah, it was good times. It was good times. I thought I was hallucinating. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand what was happening. I was like, what What's happening, Dolphin? What? I asked multiple times. Are you high? It's okay if you are. Just let us know. Right? Like, it's good stuff. Oh man. This first one though, I don't get it. One more time. Let's just watch this. I'm very confused on what's happening here. There you go. Just very confused.
Got it.
Oh,
Got it.
Every time he boosts, it probably
Got
kicks
it.
out
Got
your
it.
feet.
He's in the corner by himself. I mean, he is nowhere near anybody. And then right here, he like loses it.
Fucker, ma.
Block.
Just kidding.
Oh wow, that was going in. Jesus
And then he's in the corner by himself. I kick it right to him. He runs away from the ball.
No.
I don't think he was playing. I think he was multitasking or something last night. Fantastic. It was fantastic. We lost 18 of the 30 games we played. What's going on, Haley? All right, let me scroll back up here. What's going on, Clips? What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Sarge? Let's see. Water Bear, good morning. Z, what's going on? Robert Jones. Mr. Luke. Wonder Rose. Who am I missing? Anybody? Jason, what's going on? Roic. Hilly. Krebsy, what's going on? Kylo, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. If he was watching TV, he was doing something. He definitely wasn't playing the game. And if he was playing a game, he was on a different plane. Like we were in like Earth 626, and he was like on, you know what I mean? He was somewhere completely else. Big Mad Mo, what's going on? I was like, what in the world is happening? You scored a hat trick in rematch. Nice. It's a fun game. It's a fun game. Are you playing on PC, Hilly? All right, so that was just the preemptive show here. Now let's get to the first story, which yesterday we talked about the Xbox Meta Quest 3S, right? It was rumored. People had screenshots. They said it was coming out this week. We talked about it yesterday. I said it'll probably come out tomorrow. That was yesterday. Today is today. I don't think I'm psychic. I think usually they drop news on Tuesdays and whatnot, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it says, after a year of waiting, Microsoft MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition is here. Our hands-on review of this very limited edition partnership. Okay, last year, Microsoft revealed it was working on Xbox Edition Quest VR headset with MetaQuest Facebook fame. Why it took over a year to materialize is anyone's guess, but it was worth it the wait. This is a good question. Right? This is a good question. Why did it take a year to paint it black? That's all it is. That's all it is. It's just a black headset, and it has a green ring around it. Okay, the marketing department, I mean, that's basically it, right? All they did was just make sure it was black because MetaQuest is white, and they made the MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition black. Everything in this headset, I believe, is the exact same as the regular headset. Okay? So it says last year Microsoft announced something of an unlikely partnership. Over a year later, we have a finished product. It says, say hi to the MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition built in partnership between Microsoft and Meta on Facebook fame. The headset itself leaked last week, although many outlets thought it was, in fact, new news. It was hard to blame them. It also has been over a year since the Microsoft Meta mentioned this headset, and I also think it was very few that have gotten forgotten that the project even existed. I said this as well. I was like, why is this news? We knew this was in... I have a video over a year ago. It was like in April last year, okay, talking about this. And that's why I was like confused that people were shocked that it was here, right? It says it's not the strangest partnership to have ever existed, but it's also a bit of a head scratcher. There are no new features to speak of here. Okay, zero. Don't expect to be connected to Thing Up for Xbox console to play VR games, for example. This is literally just a limited, very limited edition black and green colorway. Okay, complete with pre-paired Xbox controller and pre-installed Xbox Cloud Gaming web app. Okay. It says, I think this product is aimed entirely at hardcore fans and collectors above all. You'll need to drop a $100 premium to get the Xbox brand for MetaQuest 3S, which doesn't really do anything that the existing MetaQuest 3S can't. It does come with some extra goodies, though it's also a new design of high quality, but it's also worth $399. Now, to be fair, the $399, you're also getting a controller and you're getting Game Pass, right? Game Pass 3 months is $60. Controller, even if you get it on discounts like 40 or technically it's like $60. So you're getting $120. So you're getting like $20 off, right? I'm not saying that's a deal. I'm just saying that that's why it's $399. Okay, it says let's get it out of the way. The MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition is $399.99 US, $379.99 in Great Britain. Okay, and it'll also be available in extremely limited quantities of Meta.com, Best Buy in the US, and Argos EE in the UK. It's also unknown as of writing how many regions will access this device in the Meta.com, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it was just the US and the UK. There's no new information on any of the press releases concerning the prices of the listed in the US, bucks, UK, pounds. I'm not confident it will also be released in Europe or other regions. Meta and Microsoft both say once it's gone, it's gone. So expect this to be a very rarity. So there you go. They're basically scarcity. Want to see what it does. I think it's stupid. I'll be honest with you. I mean, my MetaQuest 2 does exactly what this does, where I can play my games on a headset. Now, I do think the headset is cool. If you guys have never played with the MetaQuest through Xbox, a Game Pass, or anything like that, it's actually quite well. I played through Steam Link. I played through Xbox Game Pass. I play all my games when I'm on vacation or when I'm out of town, when I'm not in the house. I play all of these things on the headset. It's fantastic. I sit down. I have this giant screen in front of me. So let's look at the specs here. CPU is the Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. Display is 1832 by 1920 with 773 PPI. Okay, 96 horizon by 90 vertical. The lenses are Fresnel's. Depth sensor, none. Software, MetaQuest OS. Weight is 514 grams. Battery capacity is 2 to 2.5 hours of gameplay. That's about what mine is. Maybe a little less. It's like 2 hours, right? All right, and that'll be $399 and $379.99. In the box, you get the 128 gigabyte MetaQuest 3 headset, not the more powerful 3. 2 MetaQuest controllers, a prepared Xbox Bluetooth controller, a HoloLens-style MetaQuest Elite strap, 3 months of Meta Horizon, plus 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. The standard MetaQuest 3S costs $299 on Amazon, but when you start adding things up like the Elite strap, Xbox Game Pass, the controller, and so on, the bundle actually works out to be a pretty good deal. The headset and the controller themselves come in Xbox Carbon black colorway, complete with Xbox style green accents, and it looks incredibly nice, I must say. Okay. This wasn't a simple sticker job, thankfully. The design of the Xbox Edition MetaQuest 3S looks a lot better than the original one, although I'm biased. Literally every piece of the tech I own is black. To be fair, thanks, Razer. It also says some additional touches. The hinges on the straps connectors have Xbox logos embedded in them. And it's also a nice bit of flair without being gaudy and green. It's also accent color matches of official Xbox accessories like the official Xbox headset and other controllers. It's nice to see that all the peripherals match the accents in the carbon black chassis, too. It was also simply chasing a case, slapping some paint on the regular Quest 3S. The Elite strap is a huge step above the regular. I have the Elite strap. It's definitely worth it because when you get the band one, it kind of like sits and moves forward. It doesn't hold enough, and then if you pull too tight, it can what it does. It can snap the actual the plastic or whatever that's on it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's for the Elite. If you pull a thing, it gets super tight in your head, and it still like brings it down because the headset is heavy, right? So we'll see. The Elite strap itself is worth it. So it also comes with the HoloLens style dial, incremental adjustments. It's also vastly more comfortable options than previous VR headsets I've used, so kudos for that. There's also a glass separator, too. If you're like me, you need a bit of depth perception clarity. The Meta Horizon Plus and the Xbox Game Pass included subscriptions are a nice bonus. And when you add the bonus together, its $399 price point starts to seem a lot more fair. Now, the Xbox Cloud Gaming and MetaQuest 3S is absolutely awesome. Again, I have no affiliation with any of this. MetaQuest, I was given a MetaQuest by Akuta Papa, okay, about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And I have the MetaQuest 2, and I absolutely love it. Like, when I play so much through the headset with the Xbox Game Pass. And that was through Virtual PC. And then in, December? Was it December of this past year, or was it December of 2023? Going into 2024, they added the actual app itself. I think it was 2023. It was just a couple of months after I got it. They actually did it where you could play the Xbox app and then play it. It's very good. It's very good. As much as I've railed on the VR in the past, I have to admit the MetaQuest 3 experience is huge. Huge setup above your other headsets I've used. Primarily used in inside-out tracking. The MetaQuest 2 was absolutely frustrating experience, having to create boundaries and set floor heights and every other, and I wanted to use it on it was a chore. Wearing a huge blindfold on the face was like losing access to hands for anything other than controlling a VR, and simply irritating experience when really acquire personal investment. Certainly not the most relaxing way to game by any means, and the Quest 3S is a huge step up, thankfully. With the Quest 3S, you can also now control windows with the hand tracking, freeing up your hands and actually do things like navigate and in case you also hold the Xbox controller. It feels far more natural, and I dare to say that the more HoloLens-like. Okay, it also doesn't have the HoloLens strange letterboxing limitations. Either that, you guys will get the Xbox Cloud Gaming without ever needing to reach the Touch Plus controllers or enter a full, often nausea immersive 3D environment, right? So again, this screen with the pass-through, now my pass-through is black and white, so I can still see people around me. I don't have the colored see-through, where you can actually see the rest of the room in color. So with Xbox Cloud Gaming pre-installed and the Xbox Meta controller prepared, you're actually pretty much ready to go out of the box. A quick sign-in. You got immediately beginning playing anything on the Xbox Cloud Gaming catalog and bring your Xbox console saves with you as well. You can also pin windows to follow you around the house, set them to extremely large cinema display size displays, multitask with other windows side by side with YouTube video, or even shut down the camera's immersive yourself in virtual environment of your choosing. With the Xbox Cloud Gaming latency improving all the time, playing Space Marines Remastered felt virtual one-to-one native on a 5 gig Wi-Fi 6E with 200 megabytes down. The xCloud Gaming feels like it's improving every time I use it, which is ideal for anyone also who picks up the MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition for a specific scenario. Okay. It says, I was also a tad annoyed that there was no way to change the Xbox Cloud Gaming default language on the web app, which is also pretty absurd. Very typical of the U.S., strictly of Microsoft, but hopefully it's an easy fix for the future version. He says, I also felt there was also a missed opportunity here for some deeper integration. The Xbox shared button on the excluded controller doesn't do anything with the MetaQuest. Would have also been very hard to add Meta screenshotting controls to that button, apparently so. In any case, there's also dozens of other great VR apps and games. The experience of the MetaQuest, it's just a regular MetaQuest, right? So it says including things like Zombie Army VR. VR, as also gaming industry, might still be incredibly a niche, but it's also a variety of reasons. The headset is also still quite pricey overall. An immersive full 3D VR game still makes me and many others feel nauseous. It's also been violently seasick before the Minecraft VR came close to fully emulating the experience. But with also inside-out tracking, you also don't really feel the sense of nausea with the remain aware of surrounding in full. As such, I found myself wandering in taking MetaQuest 3S on trips for writing articles and like actually being more viable than much heavier laptop. Again, I agree. My travel choice, like I'm going on vacation in about a week and a half, right? This is coming with me, okay? Because I don't have to carry, the laptop's smaller, but I could do so much more with this headset when I bring it with me because I could have multiple screens inside of the headset. I have access to everything, and it's much more convenient. So that's just my experience as well. It says the MetaQuest 3 Xbox Edition is an interesting addition to this Xbox lineup of products. Microsoft is also partnering with a huge companies of bake Xbox services directly into the products, such as Samsung TVs, Windows handhelds like an Xbox Ally, and now Meta's famed Quest 3S headset. This is perhaps not the most obvious partnership in the world, but it's pretty nifty for hardware fans who also want to Xbox sensorize, which I don't give a shit. I mean, I would rather just purchase a regular MetaQuest, to be honest with you. I think there's also some pretty clear missed opportunities for deeper integration, of course, like the Xbox share button being used or useless here, for example. If this is the first foray of into VR, though, you could also do far worse than this bundle, given the extras. It's also a fun partnership. But even with all the extras, is it $399 fun, though? Considering virtually everything that your Samsung smart fridge can run, Xbox Cloud Gaming these days, your mileage may vary. So there you go. So is this worth it to you? If you don't have a VR headset and you're looking to get a VR headset and you want it black, there you go. If you just want a VR headset and have a gaming experience, you don't have to get this. You can literally get the regular one for $299 or any MetaQuest. I mean, I said this literally last year. If they're just coming out and it's the exact same headset, then it's stupid. And here we are a year later. It's stupid. All it does is it looks, it's painted black. Yes, they have the accents and stuff like that. It does nothing different. They added a controller. They have the Game Pass, which I said about 2 years ago. I said, hey, if they have a thumbstick, VR headset, whatever they partner up with, they give you a controller and Game Pass, voila. They can do it with the Samsung TVs as well, okay? They can do it with all the stuff. You just get that controller. You can get yourself an experience with this. I think Microsoft, I don't know what it is about Microsoft, but whoever's in charge of their marketing and stuff like this, they got to go, okay? Because you're so confusing in that now you're raising the prices of your Xboxes, your physical Xboxes. They're $120 more, and then additional, $50 or $100 for the Xbox Series S, $120 more for the Xbox Series X. You're bringing the Ally out. We don't know the pricing of that yet. And then now you're teaming up with MetaQuest and yet do nothing different than the MetaQuest, okay? If anything, I said this last year, if it was just a bare-bone VR headset experience where it was an Xbox, but it was less of MetaQuest and just Xbox, it was just playing Xbox games and whatnot, and they lowered that price ridiculously low, they would fly off the shelves because it'd be the cheapest console out there. But here you go. Once again, they just put the sticker on, not really a sticker, but slap your logo on there, paint it black, and say, hey, it's an Xbox, which I just think is dumb. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Obviously, they know this is not going to sell very well. They're very limited edition type of stuff. On MetaQuest itself, $399. That's the screen I play on when I play. It's gigantic. Okay, it's fun. It comes with the Elite headset, one strap, limited edition controller, Touch Plus controllers, but doesn't make sense. That comes with it anyway. Okay, comes with the charging cable, comes with Game Pass Unlimited or Ultimate for 3 months, and then 3 months of trial for Meta Horizon, which not really worth it, I don't think. Okay, so there you go. Xbox being everywhere, just another avenue. But again, it's not going to sell like hotcakes because VR is not going to sell like hotcakes. I think they have to rebrand this. I don't think you have to have it as a VR, but I think if they repurpose it and market it as again, if you're in a smaller apartment, if you live in the city, you don't have multiple rooms and you don't want bigger television sets and stuff like that. Again, if you have a family, you don't want to have one person sitting in the room with this on and everybody else is kind of sitting around. So make it cheap enough so multiple people in the house can have it, or make it where it's affordable for someone that can look at this and go, oh, you know what? That's the cheapest form of gaming. Because right now the cheapest form of gaming is if you already own a television, you can go buy a television set for like, I don't know, $150, $200. Okay, $250 plus a controller, get you like $310, $320. That's your cheapest form because you have to have a controller, right? That's your cheapest gaming system right there. A Samsung TV or an LG TV with a controller. That's it. This is like the next tier up, where if you don't own a television set and you buy this, then it's $400. You get everything included right there, okay? But I still think it's just a missed opportunity, again, by Xbox and Microsoft in general. They're very confusing on what they're doing and what they're doing. It's more of a, flash in the pan. Like, hey, look at us. We're teaming up with MetaQuest. you didn't really team up with anything. MetaQuest made the thing, and all you did was paint it black. It does the exact same thing as everything else. Again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe. If you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me scroll back up here. Roadkill, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. It says, what's going on, Florida Cracker? I'm coming there next month to Cape Coral, Sanibel. I'm going to be in Sanibel Boys PlayStation Rules. Nice. Thank you much for the $5 super chat, man. Hope you're doing good. Z says, oh my God, did you pronounce Fernell correctly? Well, yeah, because I used to use Fernell, like, I don't know, for 20 years. Kirby says, Tom Henderson from the Insider Gamers said that this is the availability is very limited. And we're hearing retailers like Best Buy got only like 2 units per store. Elite strap. The Elite strap, let me show you. Oh, I don't. Let me show you what the Elite strap is. So it's got the plastic, right? Which is much better than the cloth one that comes with it. It's like a very elastic one. So this is much more rigid. So when it sits on your head, it doesn't fall. It doesn't fall forward. You know what I mean? It grips on pretty nicely, and it's much more comfortable than the one that they give you originally. Right? Make a problem, sell the solution. Where the problem is with the original, it's just look, nice carrying case, hard shell, right? But with the original, even with the grams, 512 grams, it like hits forward. So while you're playing the game, you're constantly trying to adjust it, and it doesn't feel good. So the equipment that comes with the unit is shit. It's shit if you're using it, if you're going to be standing up playing games like Saber, where you're moving and stuff like that. If you're sitting down, it's fine. But again, it still drifts a little bit forward. Roka says, I bought the MetaQuest 3 when it first came out. I probably got about 3 hours into it, just sits on my shelf. I'm wanting to sell it so I can buy another metal detector. Sell it. No one wants to buy it. How much you selling it for, Roadkill? What price you want for it? Waterbear says, speaking of Space Marines, I played a round of Space Marines 2 last night, the Ultra settings with my new computer build. Oh man, it's lovely. Oh nice, you got your build, you got your brand new computer. Sweet. Waterbear says, this is a great move by Microsoft. Why? Because it's a limited supply, so collectors are going to snatch it up pretty quick. Them scalpers will sell it at a higher price. Yeah, I can see a price selling for like double the price. $700, $800. Especially since Xbox raised the price of their consoles, for sure. Eclipse says, the black and green is sexy, but I wish they would have done just another version of the higher one. I'd rather have it because of it's a better lens. Scalper's about to go crazy. If what Tom Henderson said true, they're also being too. Yeah, well, I mean, Tom Henderson, Jez Gordon, they're all saying it's limited edition. Even Facebook themselves has said it's a limited edition. Get them while you can. Roadkill says, I got the treasure fever. I'm addicted to metal detecting. I'm not even playing video games. I'm just out in the yard digging holes. You gotta go to the beach. You gotta go to the beach. Your backyard. What are you gonna find in your backyard? You gotta go to someone else's yard. The Cisco, what was your question, Cisco? What were you asking? What else could they do? There's no Xbox VR games. What they could do is lower the price. If it's just, okay, so last year when Meta Quest came out and said they were making like an exercise one, they're making an office one, they're making a gaming one. I literally said, and I know you weren't here, I was like, well, what's the point? What's the point of making all of these different headsets if they're all going to be the same, right? If I buy the workout headset, what's the workout headset? Is it still going to be the same price as the full price one? If it is, it's stupid, right? If I got the office one where I just sit down and it just does office, okay? It doesn't do any other VR headset, doesn't do the gaming if you're not interested in gaming, and they're using this as a tool for people in businesses, okay? Then why do I need to buy, right, that one if I can't buy the regular one if they're all the same price? If they're going to make all the headsets the same for MetaQuest, then what's the point of theming them, right? You could just sell skins to put on it, and it would have cost you a lot less, and it would have been out a lot sooner, right? I can play Xbox right now on my old headset, so why would I need to buy this one? You wouldn't, unless you're a collector. That's a failure in my eyes from Microsoft, right? Put more Game Pass in there. Activate the button so it actually acts like a, you know what I mean? Like there's more things you could do, but they did the bare minimum. They're like, nah, we're just going to make it a MetaQuest, but it's a black version. Water says, do you guys realize we have almost 5 months left in this year, and then it's the year of GTA 6, baby? Yeah, everyone wants this year to end real fast so they can get to the next year so they can just play GTA 6. Isn't the $100 more than the 3S? But comes with a controller, Elite Strap, Game Pass, Horizon Plus, and as deals you also have a headset already. Well, by that case, if I already own a Xbox, right, why do I need to buy the $399 version? Right? I already have a controller. I already have Game Pass. So why am I buying this headset? It's great for people that don't own a headset, but also they don't own a headset. You know why? Because they're not interested in VR. It's a niche group. So now you're going for a niche market within a niche market. You're going for collectors. This is 100% for collectors and a test thing to go, okay, well, let's see how quick this sells. Not how many they sell, how quick it sells. Okay? And then maybe do something down the line. Right? I don't think they have any. I don't think they have any interest in making VR games, right? And again, you can use this headset and plug it into your PC if you have a PC, and play VR headset games. But there's no reason to team up with Xbox for this if it's the exact same price as the other ones. It's just like Xbox ROG Ally. They did was also make an Xbox Portal. They also put it on a $900 Ally. Well, the Ally is a little different. The Ally, them putting their name on it is one thing, Roadkill, but the Ally is going to be able to run all these other platforms on that one device. That's more convenient. What's convenient about this? This is more inconvenience for people, right? A lot of people don't like to have the thing on their face. That's why it's a niche market. Lots of people don't want to walk around with something on their face or play video games on their face. Right? It's a niche market because people don't want it on their face. It's a niche market because people get nauseous. It's a niche market because there's not a lot of really good VR games, right? So it's just a niche market all around. VR will always be a niche market. AR, if they get them just on the glasses type of thing, that would move faster, better. Because if I could just put a pair of glasses on and then kind of see the stuff the same I'm doing through the thing, which they're doing, by the way, there are things like that. I still feel like that they get the day one PC GTA 6 release. All signs are pointing towards it. They aren't also going to make their money back with just a console release. I think they would. I think they would make their money back with the console, just console release, Water, for sure. Cisco says, well, maybe it's just a push to get the Quest 3 sales in line with 20 million Quest 2 sales. I would say I would agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you because this is just a limited run. Very few. There's not many made. Right? The MetaQuest 3, they killed it for themselves, right? Because it was selling really well. It was selling really well. But then all of a sudden they raised the price. What, like 2 years ago? They just raised the price. They're like, oh yeah, same exact thing that you're getting, but we're raising the price by $100. You DM me? All right. All right, so people in the nausea VR, nausea is never going to go away unless you move the body with the action. Your body, right, they have those platforms and stuff like that, yeah. The three sensories input, eyes, body, and ear. Nausea is also caused by sensory illusions. The eyes provided 90% of the information to your body, prevents disorientation. So when you're also in the headset telling your body that you're doing something, but your ears and body don't agree with it, your brain gets confused. Oh, yeah. I was playing a trucking game, right? And it was weird because I was sitting on a couch like I would be sitting in a car, but when I started driving in the game, my body was like, what is happening right now? Because I truly believe that your brain's like, we didn't walk into a car, right? We didn't actually walk into a car. We got teleported, right? So the action, and they actually do studies of this where they'll put a guy sitting at a table and they'll put his arm next to him. They'll put his arm next to him like this, and they put someone else's hand there, and then they like stab it or hit it, and he flinches because his eyes and brain see the hand, and the brain thinks that's our hand. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff like that. Also, it isn't poked, Travis, but also we can't see 30 versus 60 frames. Tells me that there's also a problem processing information. Well, there's a lot of people. I watched the video this morning about the Digital Foundry was talking about the blurriness. You know, having the side and vertical in the new Nintendo Switch 2, and people were freaking out, right? It was doing the ghosting, and people were like, mine's not doing that. But it is. People can't see it. So they'll offend something. What's the best-selling VR headset at the moment? It's the MetaQuest. I'm pretty sure it's the MetaQuest. Here, let me see. Let's see. No, best standalone virtual headset. No. Top selling VR headsets. That's not showing me either. It's just showing me all the headsets. I think the last time we checked, it was MetaQuest. Just because of the price point. Okay, so while MetaQuest doesn't release specific sales figures on MetaQuest 3, it's estimated that at least 1 million units have been sold. Some estimates suggest that sales could be closer to 1.5 million, especially considering the launch period of Christmas of 2023. Let's see, MetaQuest 2 total sales. Yeah, see, Meta has sold nearly 20 million Quest headsets, with the Quest 2 making up a vast majority of those sales. The figure also responsive of the Verge of March of 2023. The Meta doesn't publicly release, right? So think about that, okay? If they had 20 and the majority of it was Quest 2 and Quest 3 only has 1.5 million, right? It's a niche. I'm low-level authority of the topic, but because of aviation background. Yeah, it's the MetaQuest 2 followed by the MetaQuest 3. Yeah, so think about that. If that's the most, right? So, okay, I think this is a chart. They have a chart here. Yeah, it's not even... I don't know if this chart's official or not, but I'm going to show you... I don't know if this is official or not. Let me Let me see. Where is it? Oh, I thought they had a chart here. All right. Well, this. Yeah, I don't know if this is true, but this seems like it would be somewhat, it could be debatable, but we'll show you, right? In the market, there's no comparison, right? The Meta Quest, which was the Oculus Quest, then bought by Meta, whatever, they're way ahead. The next one's the PlayStation VR, and that's gigantic gap, right? Gigantic gap. Then Valve, then the Oculus Rift/Rift S, okay? Huge gap. That's in 2020. Okay, that's in 2020. Okay, I don't know what year this is. Oculus Quest is putting up big numbers, but it's sustainable, right? Like, they're closer to PlayStation VR. I don't know what year this is. Oh, that looks like it's 2020 as well. So they don't really share the numbers. Nobody ever shares the numbers. No. Can I open a new tab? No. It's just a bunch of charts and stuff. But yeah, MetaQuest is way ahead of the game when it comes to headsets. And I think they killed it for themselves because they literally raised the price. I've always said $250, $300 for consumer products is like the sweet spot. If you could sell your electronics for $250 to $300, they'll fly off the shelves. But if you're selling it for $500, $600, $700, people say they're flying off the shelves, but they're not flying off the shelves. All right. So there you go. We got the MetaQuest 3S Xbox Edition, which is really, I'll be honest, it's such a waste. It's such a waste. Speaking of wastes, let's talk about, we talk about upper management all the time, right? Upper management. And nobody likes to take the blame or say anything of the blame whatsoever. They just, things fail and die, but no one takes any credibility or accountability for it, right? Aku says the gap, poor sales is why Sony stopped making the VR stuff, catching up to Meta, and then Via in the race companies can't win easily. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Yeah, people were telling me that it was flying off the shelves, and yet they sold less than 1.5 million units of, PlayStation, which is terrible, considering you have 70. You guys tell me 70 to 77 million PlayStations out there. The bad part about the PlayStation is if that headset came out, be able to use it on PC when it launched, people would have bought it because they would have bought it and they could have used it on their PlayStation and they could have used it on their PC. But no, you need to have a $500 PlayStation first and then buy a $500 headset to use it on that $500 system, right? And then 2 years after, they finally made it where you can actually play video games on your headset with the PC through your PlayStation VR, which is, again, another stupid move by consoles where they could have made more money. They could have sold a lot more, but they went, no, we want people to buy. They thought that was going to be a system seller where people were going to buy the headset and the $500 system, spend $1,000 to get the PlayStation. Because in their head, they're like, well, it's still the cheapest form of VR. Still the cheapest form of VR. Okay, but the MetaQuest, I don't need a computer. I don't need a console. I could just buy the MetaQuest and stand alone. All right. So the next story I want to talk about is we always talk about upper management. We always talk about upper management and how game companies never take accountability for stuff when they fuck up. Artists need managers, okay? Because if you have an artist is going to constantly keep making art because they have no structure. Okay? There's business people and then there's artists. The artists are the designers and stuff that make the game. And when they're making a game, all of a sudden they watch someone else's game and they're like, we want to put that in our game. Hence, look at Fortnite. Hence, look at Star Citizen, right? Look at all these games Like, hey, we want that as well in our game. And they constantly chase this. They constantly chase this thing where they think that we're doing this instead of finishing this game and then making a game and selling a game. They chase, oh, well, this game had that. We should put that in our game. And they start working on that, right? And then something else happens. They're like, oh, this game has that. We should put that in our game. So after more than 7 years of development with nothing to show for it, Riot cancels the Minecraft-inspired sandbox RPG Hytale and closes the studio making it. Okay? So again, Riot's been closing things left and right, by the way. Canceling MMOs, canceling a bunch of stuff. The Hytale people were an independent studio. They were big fans of Minecraft. Okay? And then they got purchased by Riot a couple years ago. And now they've been out for 7 years. If you guys don't remember what Hytale was this game that was voxel-based. Okay. Oh, is this the music? I want to show you. Yeah, let me show you. That's the music. I want to show you what the gameplay was. Okay. This is Hytale, okay? Where people that were huge Minecraft fans were like, "You know what Minecraft's missing? Minecraft's missing like an RPG element. Minecraft's missing where we go on adventures and boss fights and stuff like that." And they took it and they turned it into this. And they were turning this game into not only a Minecraft game, but then they were like, "Oh, you know what we could add? We could add a custom-made system where we can make movies, make machinima, have an in-game economy, have a whole bunch of community hubs and stuff like that." They were putting so much into this game. Then they took so long for it that they swapped it out for a new engine, and then they had to redo everything in their engine, okay? That now they have nothing to show for it. And this is what happens when artists just keep making art and they don't have upper management telling them how to fix it or how to finish it or put a deadline on it or whatnot, right? I was looking forward to this game, yeah. Years ago, I was like, oh, this is going to be fun, right? I was looking forward to this because at the time when they first showed this, right, my son is 10. He was 3 when I first saw it. And I was like, oh, by the time he was like 5 or 6, we would play this because he likes Minecraft. And this would be like the next evolution of maybe we would play this, right? But we don't get to do that now, right? So you have community servers, okay? You would have community hubs, mini games just like Minecraft type of stuff, okay? Nothing was new here. But then you see the next thing, right? They got modding where you can make all the stuff, sort of like everywhere, okay? Watch videos. This is what Second Life did back in the day. You can make movies and machinima in the thing, right? Do you see the problem here? Very ambitious, right? They look at the food and say, I can eat all of that, but then they do none of it, right? So Hytale, not in a good state because now it's gone. All right, so after more than 7 years of work, development of sandbox RPG Hytale is being canceled, and developer Hypixel Studios is being closed by the parent company Riot Games. It says, quote, "Today I share some incredibly tough news with Hypixel Studios team. We're ending development on Hytale and beginning to process the winding down Hypixel Studios over the next few months." Hypixel, co-founder Noxie, wrote in the cancellation announcement that this is not an outcome any of us at Hypixel or Riot wanted. But after years of pushing forward, adapting, exploring very possible path, it became clear that we couldn't bring Hytale to life in a way that would truly deliver in its promise. Right? So again, they marketed this game 7 years ago what they wanted to do. In that time, they couldn't do it. So then scale back. Scale back, just say, hey, I mean, hell, we just show that Ahoy game, right? The ship game, okay? And they said, we're only doing this beginning, and then we're going to make it an arena thing, and then our big goal down the road, if this all works out, is that we're going to make it like an MMO type of thing, okay? They're not saying, we're going to do this 10 years, it's going to be amazing. It's not that, okay? So Hytale was first revealed in 2018, at which point they had already been in development for several years. In 2020, the studio was also acquired by League of Legends, Riot Games, but hoped for release in 2021, eventually pushed into 2023 at the earliest, and then later it was pushed again. That's when I knew. I was like, this game's not going to see the light of day. Okay. It sounds like a mission creep may have been also in the root of Hypixel problems. Over time, our vision evolved and genre matured around us, and the bar kept rising. Technical ambition grew over complex, and also the major reboot of the game's engine, the team found out that Hytale still wasn't as far along as it needed to be, and it became clear that we needed a lot more time to get in place where to support ambitious vision of the game. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, and I'm sure the people that were making this game were very nice, and I'm sure they all have families, and I'm sure they tried their hardest. We watched the video with Laura Fryer, and she was talking about certain developers just couldn't make a game. She gave them deadlines, and they couldn't reach it, okay? Sometimes the people that are working in the studios just don't have the talent to make the thing they're working on, okay? That's just it, right? Everyone can try to be a professional gamer, but some people are not going to make it. Some people want to be a professional baseball player, but they're not going to make it, okay? So it's not meant for everybody. So sometimes you might want to be a musician. You might want to be an artist. You might want to work in video games, but it's just not for you, okay? This is the harsh reality of stuff, okay? So Noxie said that the Hytale team still believes in the game, but acknowledges that Riot was unable to find investors or inquirers who could also continue to help carry Hytale forward. I mean, you had 7 years. You don't have anything? 7 years. You don't have anything to show for what this game is? You can't salvage this game? There's games that come out that are broke, buggy, unfinished that, look at Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye made it to and sold games. I'm sure this game would be better than that game, but after 7 years, but who knows, right? I'm not saying release it, but you're saying that you have nothing in 7 years? Like, that to me is upper management problems written all over it. Okay? It says generous servants and resources being provided to lay off employees. The number of people being put out of work of the closure of Hypixel was not disclosed, but the studio LinkedIn page describes the team as more than 70. Okay? Optimists might hope that Hytale could somehow endure. It also think that after so many years sunk into the project, they had some kind of foundation on which to continue building, after all. But a lot of the variables play as assumption to include ownership of Hytale. Riot may not be willing to sink more money into it, but it also may be also reluctant to have someone come along and pick it up where it left off, taking advantage of the years of work and already been done. Let it go. If you're going to do nothing with it, Riot, let it go. Let it go. If you're going to sit there and be like, well, we bumped all this money into it, but we're not going to keep supporting it, then let it go. Open it up to the mods. Open it up to the community. Open it up to anybody that wants to make the actual game and finish the game. Open it up. If you guys don't want to make money off of it, give it to somebody else. If you're just going to sit on it and do absolutely nothing with it, let it go. Okay? The game industry itself, meanwhile, continues to blizzard hostile to game developers. We had a hope that 2025 might be heralded as a change after the brutal layoffs in 2023 and 2024, but the cuts have continued. More or less unbated, Dune also alone has already seen layoffs of People Can Fly and also Mighty Yell. Even though we're also closing this chapter, the spirit of Hytale is everyone as we hope that it would also be willing to stay with us. We wrote, we're proud to be built, and we also carry to lose lessons forward into whatever comes next. Have better management. Have people that keep people on track. Again, artists just make art. They don't have the ability, most of them, don't have the ability to have business sense and how to have deadlines. Artists will constantly draw and make and create because that's what they want to do. But you have to have the people that wrangle those people in and say, hey, focus. We got to get this done. We need a deadline. We need this done by this month. And like, okay. But they don't do that. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Hytale could have been a great game. It could have been a competitor to Minecraft, but instead, it's nothing, right? They could have taken this. Microsoft, hey, Microsoft, you might want to pick these guys up, throw some money at it, and then take whatever they have in this game and then put it into Minecraft because there was a lot of innovative stuff that they were doing in this game that you could put in Minecraft. But again, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying here. Robert Jones says, I was looking forward to this game. I like Minecraft, but the combat is boring. Yep. 30 spot on. Us creatives will continue to try and perfect. Yeah, you'll never finish it. You'll never, ever. You'll constant. Look, I am somewhat of a creative person, right? I can draw. I can make stuff. I can do a bunch of things. And guess what? My brain is constantly going, right? I'm more of a creative than a business side, but I know a lot about business, and I understand in my 47 years on this planet that I know where I'm at and how spastic I am when I do something, and I'm like, I throw everything into it. And I've learned over the years that, all right, that's it. This is what it's going to be. Put it out there, okay? Instead of being a perfectionist and constantly making it, right? Because YouTube has taught me a lot in the last 9 to 10 years, okay? Because I see people with shitty microphones, shitty lighting, shitty cameras, and they get tens and thousands of views, millions of views. Then there's people with professional stuff, and they're barely making it, right? And that's that. You don't have to make perfection. You just have to make the content. Because otherwise, you'll never, ever get it out. Like the live stream, guys. We can get an applause. They couldn't make a game, so they didn't sell a game. Well, they had a game. They had a game like 5 years ago. They just kept adding on to the game. Like, they had a game. Get this, Jones. They had a game, and they decided to completely change the engine. Why? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you take everything you did for 5 years and then rework it for the next 5 years? Roka says, if you're really talented, maybe they have a talent, dude. I can build anything in the world. But if my ADHD gets a hold of it, I can't do anything accomplished. That's it. You need somebody to keep you aligned. Look, marriage, and I'm not saying you need to get married or anything like that. What I'm saying is marriage is a thing where two people come together. And the reason two people come together and a good relationship is that this person keeps this person in line and this person keeps this person in line, okay? And if you're a person that likes to do certain things, but you get distracted, this person says, hey, what are you doing? Focus, right? And then same vice versa, right? That's why me and my wife get along so well, because when one is down, the other one brings them back, okay? Vice versa, okay? So you need somebody in a business, in a place where you're making art, where you're making kind of anything. You need someone to be like, hey, here's the deadline. Laura Fryer said it the best. They need to have deadlines. They need to have things that are done. Think about all the studios we talk about. All the studios. Redfall, Concord, Marathon, Battlefield. Like, just constantly you can keep naming games left and right, okay? Every single time there's a problem, guess what it is? Guess what it is? It's not the devs. It's the upper management not honing in the devs to keep them on track. Right? Upper management sucks. They don't know how to budget money. They don't know how to keep people on track. They keep changing the plans. They throw something out way too early. Before they're even done, they're just like, it's a concept. They're like, throw a battle royale out there. We'll fix it in 6 months, 18 months. Roic says, make plans for a signed company and build off of that. Have to make myself stop and call it good. Otherwise, I will tweak it to endless. Yeah, that's exactly right. Especially people that are musicians, forget about it. They'll sit there. Anybody was in concert band in high school? Remember, you would come into class and you would just do one bar. You would play the whole song once, right? You would play the whole song once. There's like 100 people in the class, and the director would be like, "All right, we're working on this one section. Let me hear the trumpets." Ba, 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 ba. And then he would just nitpick. He would nitpick and just sit there and work on that 2 measures. Everybody else in the room is just sitting there like, right, knuckle deep, right? Nobody's doing anything. And then all of a sudden, all right, everyone, let's play that, and then it's fixed. But sometimes that takes days, hours, days, weeks. But they're nitpicking on that stuff, right? because they'll never, ever be satisfied because there'll always be something that goes wrong. Warbear says this is where they needed a real leader who wanted to bring their vision together, 30. Z says, 30, same here. Every time I go play one of my songs, I find a way to update it, modify it, make it better, continue with it. It never ends. Yeah, 100%. Altern says, so marriage is like HR. Sure. Warbear says, this is where the leaders matter. HR is there for the company, not for you, interest. That's right. If they don't have deadlines, nothing will get done. Yeah, then you have 7 years later. 7 years later. What was the other game that worked on it? Oh, Beyond Good and Evil 2. 15 years. 15 years. Skull and Bones, 11 years. It's the Anthem syndrome. Well, yeah, Anthem was what? Worked on for 4 years? Or 5? No, it was worked on 7 years. It was worked on for 7 years. They showed a trailer, and then 13 months later, they finally had a game. It had that BioWare magic. Travis says, oh, according to Ubisoft, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still happening. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still happening. It won't be anything like you saw 15 years ago, but it's still there. And here comes the next story, which I think this is stupid. Okay. You guys know I say Call of Duty has lost what it is. It's lost its identity. You might as well call Call of Duty Call of Fortnite. Fortnite of Duty. Fort of Duty. Okay? Because Black Ops 6 adding Beavis and Butthead operators. Because this is why people are playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty has lost its lost its mind. Okay? Because now in one game, you could be Beavis and Butthead comic, in this cartoon form. Or you could be Nicki Minaj. Or you could be Seth Rogen. Okay? Like, what are we doing? So Call of Duty confirmed that Beavis and Butthead collaboration coming in Black Ops 6 Warzone Season 4 Reloaded. Based on the current Battle Pass, Black Ops 6 and Warzone Season 4 Reloaded starts on June 26, highlights the mid-season update in multiplayer, including 2 new maps and a party mode playlist. Meanwhile, Zombies introduce a new LTM. Warzone adds a Havoc Resurgence, and Resurgence Casuals are bringing back the rank play Resurgence. On top of that, there's also a new shotgun, melee weapon, following a John Wick Ballerina event, Season 4, and fans expect another collab, but most likely didn't guess what the Activision had in mind. So Beavis and Butthead, Mike Judd, Beavis and Butthead are coming to Call of Duty Season 404 Reloaded. Activision also confirmed that Beavis and Butthead will get operator skins in Season 4 Reloaded. Beavis and Butthead is an adult animated television show that originally aired in 1993 and 1997. So, how old are gamers again? Shows that fellow Beavis and Buttheads are teenagers have series of misadventures in Texas. The series was rebooted twice, once in 2011 and again in 2022. New episodes are scheduled to air in 2025, but the release date for the upcoming season hasn't been revealed based on the price of the previous operators. We expect Beavis and Butthead to each have their own operator bundle, each priced at $2,400, which is equivalent to $20. And yet, there's always a chance that Season 4 Reloaded features an event that makes it possible to unlock one of the operators or possibly another character from the show. So, there you go. How many of you guys are running out to go play Call of Duty for Beavis and Butthead? Tell me you haven't lost your identity without telling me you've lost your identity. God, I remember the days when Call of Duty was literally World War II. Military. And then it became about airstrikes and single player, and then it became a battle royale war zone. And now it's just, Call of Fortnite. Roadkill says we all call Well, Call of Duty just got me. That's probably the only skin I would buy, Beavis and Butthead, and that's nostalgic for me, brother. I mean, fantastic. I guarantee you, the money that you find with your metal detector, you'll buy this, and in about 10 minutes later, you'll stop playing because you'll buy it because of the nostalgia factor, but you won't play it. Roig says you have to run around like you're an idiot, and you can't shoot if you use this. If you use those skins, and you just stand there and go, huh, 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 huh. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Fire, 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 fire. If he says that every time he shoots the gun, maybe. That's how at least Warzone has tapped into the pop culture. No lie, it's gonna be kind of funny. We'll see. We need King of the Hill next. I mean, they have Family Guy in Fortnite. There's no difference about what's happening here. The funny part is, the people that play Call of Duty are like, fuck Fortnite. I hate Fortnite. Fortnite's for kids. And then playing Call of Duty, which is turned into Fortnite. The only difference is you're not building a hotel. You'll see the skin, though, in the first-person game. What nostalgia. In your loading screen, you'll see it. In your loading screen, I'll turn. Yeah, there's a third-person mode. It's ridiculous. All right, well, Black Ops 6, that's done. All right, the next one is Dune Awakening. All right, so I've been playing Dune, and Dune, I'm really enjoying it. But I knew going in, leading up to this, last year I had a video, and they talked about that it was basically going to be an MMO, PvP. I wasn't interested in then. Then as time progressed along the way, they decided to not make it a MMO, and they made it more like a survival game, right? And I watched the video yesterday, and Ko said, he's like, it's not really a traditional survival game. He says it's like a RPG survival, right? And so now here we are. It's been out for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And we knew there was going to be problems in the end game before the game even came out. Leading up to it, we decided, it'd be interesting to see what happens with the end game. So here's a message from the creative director on PvE and PvP. He says, hello, sleepers. I wanted to write something and acknowledge the comments around the end game of Dune Awakening. We also are providing context for what we're attempting. Okay? So let me start by stating, and equivalently, that we want PvE players to be able to play the end game and have access to the content of the end game. Our goal is not to force PvE players to interact with PvP system that they may have no interest in. Which, as a PvE player, I get it. Now, the reason I bought the game was because of the story. There was a lot of PvE aspects of it. I said I would play it to the end of the story, which I still have way more story to do. And I probably wouldn't go into the PvP aspect of it, okay, which is the end game. It says our goal is not to force PvE players to interact with the PvP system that may also have no interest in. He says no game plan survives first contact with players. Mark Twain, probably. Okay. He says we still believe in the core concept of the deep desert. The endless renewing locations and the resets every week, and it creates an activity loop for great rewards. The tension is of heading out there, head on a swivel, eyes peeled for foes, as you enter the most dangerous part of the most dangerous planet in the universe. Okay? And again, this is sort of like, and I'll do a comparison to Sea of Thieves, right? Sea of Thieves, when you play, right, you can go anywhere you want, and you can get on an island, and you can risk going on that island, find the treasure that you want, go to the fort or whatever, and then all of a sudden, the distance, the deep desert is the ocean in Sea of Thieves, where all of a sudden, it's all PvP all the time. There will be people out there that all of a sudden come and just want to mess with you, steal what you have. Maybe you don't have anything. They still want to kill you. Whatever it is, what that is. Okay, and a lot of people don't like that, and that's why they made a safer seas. Okay, but they're like, well, if we make safer seas, then people won't play the end game stuff because they would just play safer seas because they want to force people into the PvP type of stuff. Okay, he says, our wish was that players would embrace this loop, forming guilds to work together to overcome a bleakness of the deep desert. Now, another game I'm going to do an example of is that Bethesda wanted Fallout 76 to be this PvP battle zone where they were constantly in a, going at each other's throats. But what happened was that everyone that played Fallout 76 was like teddy bears, and they didn't want to have wars with each other. They wanted to team up with each other and then go beat the game and then hang out and have a community. And that's what happened. And I said before this game came out that might happen to Dune Awakening. Okay. But Stephen King says, which in one hand, he says, I'm sorry, but as Stephen King says, quote, wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see which one fills up first. One of my hands is overflowing right now, and sadly, it's not with wishes. Okay? So it says, the reality is that players are reporting being cut out of the endgame due to the extremely competitive nature of the deep desert. Starting soon, some areas of the deep desert will now be flagged for partial warfare in PvE areas, and where players will also be able to explore testing stations and harvest T6 resources without the threat of conflict they also may or may not want. It's important to note that the top tier of the game is balanced around the guilds and groups, so it also will still be finding a grindy if they play solo. The land rad's control points, shipwrecks, and also large ship fields within the region of the deep desert will remain a war against as PvP flagged. The deepest parts of the deep desert will remain as they currently are, high reward, high risk areas. Now, the beauty of the deep desert designs, the weekly resets and the renewals, is that we'll also iterate the experiment with different layouts and setups of reality, helping tune it. As we make changes, it also send out surveys to help us capture your thoughts. Okay. It says PvP itself has plenty of issues that need to be addressed. We're taking steps in the direction with our first changes to scout ornithopters. Okay, so PvP itself has plenty of issues. We already read that. It changes the ornithopters. Stated that the AMA, these should be implemented in the game shortly. Okay, so scout ornithopters with rocket launchers attached to it will have their speed maneuverability reduced. So what's happening right now in the deep desert is that in their own trailer, they showed like a big battle happening, and there's people on the ground, right? There's tanks. We don't have tanks in the game yet, but people are on the ground. It wasn't battle in ornithopters. But what's happening now is the meta is ornithopters. Doesn't matter what you have, the ornithopters are the meta. Okay, in the deep desert, ornithopters are the way to go. Okay, it says rockets fired from scout ornithopters will have increased heat generation. Okay, so there's a kind of a nerf, kind of a negative buff type of thing, right? Thrusters will provide max speed bonuses regardless of wings, ensuring that the thruster-equipped scouts will also be the fastest vehicles in the game. A new Tier 5 infantry rocket launcher will be added to help improve the dynamic of the vehicle ground combat. This could be, that one sentence right here, that could be game changer for the entire game, especially for the end game. A new Tier 5 infantry rocket launcher will be added to help improve dynamic of vehicle ground combat. Because now, if you have a rocket launcher and you're up in the air, right, and someone's on the ground, then you're vulnerable. So you might actually, now it's swayed. It went from far left to far right, right? Because what people were doing is they would either land on the ground and then pocket their ornithopter, which made no sense, by the way, okay, where they could pocket their ornithopter. Their ornithopter should be on the ground. That's what it should be. Okay, meaning you're exposed. If someone blows it up, then you're shit out of luck. Okay, but that's not what's happening. They land, pull it in. Now, if you have a rocket launcher and now you're shooting up at the other ornithopters, now you're more OP on the ground than you would be on the thing. So maybe they're trying to force you onto the ground. Okay, it says an additional change to mechanics like respawn timers, vehicle storage tools. There they go. Hand scanners and other mechanics that also see being abused in the deep desert. Yeah, storing your vehicle in the deep desert. Very easy to do. You can't store vehicles in the deep desert. How about that? Once you enter the deep desert, you can't store your vehicles. Seems pretty interesting, right? It says a tenant dynamic for the deep desert PvP in Dune is Awakening is that unless it's really messed up, you always have the option to retreat in good order with whatever you also managed to claim so far. If you're smart and vigilant, you'll never have to fight if you don't want to. If you run, you'll you'll have to call halt or to whatever task that you're also pursuing, and it also should always be a choice. PvP should happen when both parties decide they want to fight over a location. But that's not what's happening right now. Right now, if this person, if this person's a dick, right? Let's say I'm flying overhead, okay? The guy's on the ground getting some spice. I'm just flying overhead. I don't want to touch him. I'm going to continue going. All of a sudden, he decides to start shooting at me. I'm like, what the hell, bro? Right? So he starts a battle. Okay? Same vice versa. I'm on the ground. This guy starts shooting at me from the sky, even though there's no reason to. That's what happens. It's kill first, worry about stuff later. That's not what they're talking about here. He's like, oh yeah, you have a choice to flee. Not really. You don't. Okay. It says, finally, we attended the dynamic that was always been combined arms. We have infantry and ground vehicles in the air vehicles, and they're also all supposed to have a clear roles, clear strengths, and clear counters. Thopters will always be incredibly important to crossing the desert, but they shouldn't also be a dominant force in actual battles. We're planning to make more changes in the deep desert to accommodate ground battles and reinforce to use the player builds. There you go. Right? Because right now, you build up through the entire game. The entire game. You're building up your skill tree and all the other stuff, but then when you get to the deep desert, you're fighting in ornithopters the entire time. So it's kind of broke. Okay? Now it says, let's talk briefly about the Landsrad. As a system is actively driver and it is designated to promote the conflict between factions, internal politics between the guilds, while providing goal thresholds and individuals and groups to work towards getting personal rewards. And the Landsrad should be doing that for everyone who wants to participate in the Elder game. By the PvPers or by the PvPers. The Landsrad also should be giving you things that you do every day and every week. It's nothing new from the design perspective. We've seen daily, weekly quest systems in games for a long time. Our approach was that we're trying to frame the system around the greater politics of the Dune universe by having players engage in the activities to earn the votes and various Landsrad houses. Let me acknowledge that the activity driver and the activities that also ask for participate in the simplistic, a lot of them hand in and craft requests. That's because the system is the earliest launchable iteration. Okay, the Landsrad is an umbrella of endgame activities. What form to do the endgame activities take? More dungeons with bosses and drop endgame loot. More contracts required specific tasks and undertake. More specialized delivery tasks to include components that cannot be stockpiled. So what's happening in the endgame? There are people that are stocking up on things, right? And again, you guys hear me say it all the time. Gamers are going to game. Right? Gamers are going to game. They're going to find the weakest where the point of water, the lowest point, and always get through. Okay? So a lot of endgame guys are just stocking up on stuff. So what they do is they don't turn the stuff in right away because it's a game. So what do you think, chat? What would you do if you were stockpiling materials? Why are you stockpiling materials? Well, one, you're stockpiling materials and then moving your base closer to the turn-in point. And then anytime you see the Landsrad thing change to the other color, then you would just take your stockpile stuff, throw it into that thing so you can take it right back right away. Okay? Not all of it, just enough to take the point again. Okay? Because that's how they figured it out. Okay? So it says more specialized delivery tasks include components of can also be stockpiled. If ever add raids to the game, there will also be a task of Landrads to complete those raids if the framework holds the endgame activities in place. We are addressing some key flaws in the Landrad design. Inaccessibility of hand of items after square is completed and the replayability at which some squares are turned in. Stockpiling is currently rewarded, but it is not our intention to the system, and we want some changes to address them best we can. Landsrad rewards are supposed to reflect the endgame tier progression, and we also include the vendors in which we can also unlock the entire faction through participation, and this is an intention. Okay, but once again, we acknowledge that the still isn't exactly the right place, and that Landsrad will also be updated to provide micro rewards for solo and small group players. Thanks for listening to everyone, and apologize for the confusion. Once the live game launches, we become collaborative between developers and players and make it something amazing, and we appreciate your feedback, and some of the hope is also beginning to the long journey together. So they're making changes, and they're doing a lot of stuff here, which Obviously, we know it's going to happen, but the end game was the biggest concern. They are making changes, but this, I have to say, this one right here with the rocket launcher coming into the game, that could be game changer. Even when they bring the tank in, that's going to be a game changer because basically everything that they worked on before could be just wiped out because of this one thing they're implementing with the rocket launcher. Let me know what you guys think. Right? Are you playing Dune Awakening? Are you playing in the end game? Did you notice something that needs to be acknowledged by the company? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And if you like what I do here, check out some other videos. Thanks for watching. I'll give you like 3 to 4 minutes, guys. I gotta go make my son some breakfast. I'll be right back. I'll let you guys listen to some music.
The console, we're ready to dive. Pixelated dreams come alive. Virtual worlds, they're ours to explore. In 2025, we're gaming for more. Streaming live, the whole world can see. From indie gems to big array spree. Haptic gloves and VR skies. We're lost in the magic, no compromise. Gaming in 2025, we're living a dream. From the couch to the cloud, it's all extreme. AI teammates and we're all so alive. Level up your life in 2025. Reignites with friends across the globe. Custom avatars in designer robes. NPCs with minds of their own. Building empires from a single throne. Speedruns, esports, the stakes are high. Gamers rise up, reaching for the sky. Every choice matters, your stories untold. Gaming in the future, it's your goal. Gaming in 2025, we're living a dream. From the couch to the cloud, it's all extreme. AI teammates and we're all so alive. Level up your life in 2025. Augmented reality in your backyard. Every move you make, you're the star. Cross-platform love, no barriers here. Gaming together, the future is clear. Gaming in 2025, we're living a dream. From the couch to the cloud, it's all extreme. AI teammates and we're all so alive. Level up your life in 2025. So grab your controller, headset or keys. In this digital age, we game with ease. From retro classics to the cutting edge hive, this is gaming in 2025. Well, I walked in the store with my wallet in hand, looking for a console like a true gamer stand. Saw the price tag and I nearly went blind. Said, why this PS6 cost more than my ride? I said, don't be mad, don't make a fuss. It's not our fault, blame the previous POTUS. I said, what? He said, yeah, it's true. Trump's tariffs got the prices going through the roof. So blame it on the tariffs, baby, every single cent. That Switch Pro's price tag, that's where it went. Xbox costing more than my college degree, 'cause Trump's tariffs hit the HDMI, allegedly. So next time your wallet feels the burn, remember tariffs took a left-hand turn. Nintendo's like, we hate to break your heart, but Joy-Cons now cost a shopping cart. Sony's like, we had no choice, we added haptic make rain and a common voice. Microsoft's like Game Pass is still a deal, but Series X now costs a Tesla wheel. Even indie devs are joining the train, selling pixel art at $80 a game. Or blame it on the tariffs, baby, every nickel and dime.
All right. So what do you guys think? The end game of Dune. We knew it was going to be an issue, right? We knew it was going to be an issue. Again, the single player aspect of it, or I should say the early game, right? The normal part of the game before you get to the end game, is actually really done really well. Exploring, going out to stuff. But then when you get to the end game, there's less to do, right? And I think it looks like this, right? Again, you're at a triangle this way instead of going this way, okay? The upside-down triangle where all games have so much to do in the very beginning, and then as you get closer and closer to the end game, it's only this one thing. You're only getting spice. You're only doing this. You're only, right? And the way I always talk about it, it should always be like a column, right? Maybe start off like this and maybe go out as an upside down triangle, but it really needs to be a column where you're constantly have things to do just as much as you had when you were playing the game early on, right? Because my goal before was to, this is why I like survival games, by the way. Survival games is you always make your own like type of goal. And we were talking about like artists earlier, right? There's never that ending. You always have something to do in a survival game, right? So I'm like, oh, I need to make a vehicle. So then I get my sand bike. And then for my sand bike, I'm like, I want to make a buggy. And then for my buggy, I want to make the ornithopter. But once I get to a certain point, I'm like, why do I need the next thing? Because the next thing means that I'm getting it to do the end game, and I don't need to go to the end game. So the end game for me is this right here, just to upgrade and have more resources for me to turn in if I want to be part of that Landsrad type of stuff. So they have more to do, make it more engaging. Again, I'm going to go back to what Star Wars Galaxies did. I think the leveling system needs to be a little bit different for the skill trees. I think there needs to be way more push on the economy, player economy in the actual game. Not many people know about the economy in the game because they're not even going to the Harken Village or, Atreus' main home, where they basically, there's a shop there and you can put stuff on the market and buy stuff from the market. Not a lot of people are putting stuff up there yet because it cost them $2,500 of the currency to take a transport to get there. And the people that are in the lower part of the tier of the game are not going to those places because, one, they don't have the money, or two, once they get there, they're like, well, I can't do anything here at this point. So they're just going back and being in that lower tier game, right? So either they have to bring that stuff to the Haga Basin, or they have to figure another way out to get people to go to the main villages. Let's see here. Let's see. Waterbear says, I say 75 to 80% of players probably won't even reach that point. Perhaps, but then you also want a reason to get to that point. Not coming from someone else's experience. What's your experience? Oh, is Travis saying that that's... What did Travis say about it? Crazy idea, but they could just make it where you could find shit outside of PvP, make it rare, but they have that. Oh, Sarge, we went to a store. You're asking, has anyone been to a store that actually has toys? Has anyone seen anything cool? I went to a brand new store, right? It's called like Gabe's or something like that. It's like an old time pottery type of thing, but it wasn't old time pottery, and now it's like this place called Gabe's and says men, women's, children's toys, whatever. We went to the toy section. When I tell you, I've never seen such a more shittier toy section I've ever seen in my entire life. There was more toys for dogs and cats than there were for actual children in this store. And I was like, Jesus Christ, where are the toys for the children? It's so strange. Travis says, no, what I'm saying is fact that PvP should never be mandatory in any way. It also should probably be choose by which I mean enable it in a menu. No, I mean, if a game is designed, which they did, to have PvE and PvP systems, like obviously if it was a PvP game from the start, I wouldn't have purchased it. Okay, but they marketed it as a PvE PvP game. So there's sections in there. So they designed it in that form. They're not forcing me to play PvP, but at the same time, they're also, in their current iteration of the game, they're not providing me as a PvE player a way to get that tier 6 stuff besides waiting for the PvP players to put it on the store. Right? Now, it's a hell of a lot grindier. See, people that work together, they had ornithopters in the first, 3 days. Right? I was 70, 80 hours in before I got my ornithopter. Roic says, like in Once Human, I make a beef jerky and blueberry sodas as quick as I can. And since those never go bad, so I can take care of my hunger and thirst. Robert Jones says, men's toys? No, toys. The hardware store, there's the men's toys. Ron says, Roblox is the new children's toy. Just give it separate server, Jesus. DC Universe Online did it in 2015. But that's not their design, Travis. You're asking for someone that designed the game to be PvP/PvE. Okay? But you're getting mad because they're like, just make it separate servers. If you make it separate servers, then those servers would die. Because you would have just the single-player people. Look, Sea of Thieves did this again, right? Sea of Thieves wanted to force people to do PvP. Then they made a battle arena. And then what they noticed is that the people that wanted PvP went to the battle arena, and no one was playing the actual game anymore except for the PvEers. And the PvEers were just leveling up super fast because no one was bothering them. So then they got rid of the arena and put it back. Now the arena's in the actual game. So PvPers are in the actual game, but they're still in the world where they can still interrupt people, right? That's the balance of the game. Waterbear says, getting closer and closer, buying Mind's Eye 2, baby. Let's go. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, see, I'm not criticizing Dune Awakening because it's PvP. I'm criticizing that the end game in PvP is less to do there, and it's broke because you're not getting out of your ornithopter. You're just shitting on people outside. So they've designed an end game where ornithopters are king and people on the ground are garbage. Okay, they changed it where now you can't crush people with your ornithopter. That doesn't do damage to you anymore. But now they're giving rocket launchers to people on the ground, which then makes the people in the ornithopters more vulnerable. So then they're going to have to get on the ground. And if they get on the ground, then it's going to be like a rocket battle / what's my, then the timers are different. And the timers before were, and I think this is stupid because they did this in Sea of Thieves as well. Sea of Thieves, when you die, you respawn by a close island, you would just sail back as fast as possible. I believe that if you die, then I beat you. You don't get to come back. You lose. You go back to your base. Okay? And by the time your ass gets back to where I am, I'm already gone. Right? Because you lost your ornithopter, you've lost your stuff, lick your wounds, heal up, and then come back later. There's got to be some risk and reward. The risk is if I could just pocket my ornithopter in my pocket, and then I die, sure, I lost the resources and stuff on me, but I still have my ornithopter because it's in my pocket. Eclipse says, I guarantee you, if he played or could play this game, he would put like 10 hours into it, even question, but he's also complaining about the endgame stuff. Why would I care about what a million other people like if I'm the only person who matters what I play as me. Because the millions of people that are playing the game the way it's supposed to be intended, not the way you want it. If we all did it for one person that what they wanted, so what's a game you like, Travis? What's one of the games that you like? Right? What's your top? Mass Effect, right? Mass Effect. Let's say Mass Effect 2. Someone came along and said, "Well, why do I give a shit about when everyone wants to play a single player game? I wanted a massive multiplayer online game for Mass Effect. Why do I give a shit about what you think? Because the design of the actual game was meant for single player, so that's why it's single player. This was designed to be a PvP / single player." Waterbear says, "I like the PlayStation 5, just don't play it because PC is better." Altern says, "As of right now, the only reward, you die and you come back in a few minutes and nothing happens. If you go back to your base, it would be also better. Now you add to the risk." Right, that's what I'm saying. So if I go to the deep desert, the high risk, high reward, again, I'm going to go back to Sea of Thieves. Once I cross into the deep desert, that's a sea of sand instead of like the sea, okay? Now I'm in my ship. I'm flying to the location. I land to the location, and now I'm getting the stuff. Now, if someone shows up there and we're fighting or battling out for a point, cool. But right now I could pocket. So I land, I pocket my ornithopter. Nobody knows I'm there. Okay. And then the way that people are playing, they're looking for fights. So they just take the ornithopters, they fly over the sea. If they see anybody, they just start shitting on them. Why? Right? That clip that you posted, let me bring that clip up. Right? That clip that you posted, Altern, today is so good. This guy right here, the one that where is it? This guy right here. This is so good. Okay? I'm sad it's not full screen. Let me bring this up. Okay. So this guy was playing solo. Okay? This guy is playing solo. Okay? And he was getting picked on by a group of people in ornithopters, right? Here we go.
It was possible to have a solo base inside the deep desert to farm the late game materials just by myself.
Now I know where to raid. Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye.
Have fun with it. Good luck.
Say bye-bye, base. You go bye-bye next door. Bye-bye.
How old are you? Like 12? But of course, the 3-man came to bully me, but little did they know, I knew exactly where their base was. And after doing some research, I found the best way to raid. It's with a laser gun, and then you combine it with a skill that gives you unlimited charge for a while. Combine that with a spice ability, and you go through anything like butter, even as a solo. Y'all want to say easy raid? Well, easy raid.
So if you guys don't understand what's happening right now, he found their base, knew where their base was. He's a solo player. These guys were shitting on him. He found their base, went to the base, and now he's breaking and raiding in their base. Okay? If you find the main hub of their base, you can take ownership of that base. And then everything in that base is yours. Okay?
Then it is, brother. I'm just gonna shut down the power. There we go. Now, in order to take over the base, you have to find the sub-thief, the one you place down when you start to build your base. Once you delete that, you can delete everything, or you can place one, and every structure becomes yours. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ooh, look at all this stuff. Oh, my goodness. After doing a transport run back with the best of their loot, of course, they caught on, and they popped on. So there was only one thing left to do, because I'm not going to win a 3-man fight. And that was to teach a lesson. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you're a big group that likes to bully...
So here he goes. He literally took the best of their stuff.
Solo players in the deep, you never know what you're going to come across. So maybe treat people with a little bit of...
destroyed their entire base. That's awesome. That is awesome.
kindness. Or this could be you next. I decided to see if it was...
Okay. So that is what is possible inside the game. Right? Because people are being assholes and you can raid people's bases. Now, obviously in the vision of Dune Awakening, and the director, what he's talking about is that this is basically what he wants. He wants people in the deep desert, okay, groups, factions, guilds, where they have bases. They're protecting it because obviously you can get attacked by somebody else, right? They can raid your base and try to steal your stuff, right? That's what he wants. But that's not what's happening right now, right? Right now is that people are making their stuff out in the deep desert. They're doing their thing. Everyone's playing like their own separate type of game. 3 people are going to shit on 1 person, right? That's basically what happens all the time. So it's very interesting to see what they wanted and what they're getting. And obviously, you can design a game how you feel, but the players are going to play the game. Hence why I said, like, Fallout 76 was supposed to be where everyone was fighting everybody. But it turned into everybody wants a community, and they all work together. Crabby says, this is why Travis hates Elden Ring and Dark Souls. He's got invaded that too many times. He also is why he likes Night Rain. No PvP. I cracked the case. Yeah, some people just don't like PvP, Krebsy. Travis says, okay, real question. Is Dune with like a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic twist, or is it just more like Ark, just Dune? No, it's a little bit of mix of both, right? So it's like Ark as far as the survival aspect of it, but it's like SWTOR as far as the single player story aspect of it. And then it's on top of that, it's like a MMO, okay, where in the deep desert, it's a completely separate type of game, right? So the game itself, if you're playing the single player, is like SWTOR. If you're playing the survival aspect, which you're mixing in the single player and that, is like Ark in the Dune universe. And then the end game is all of that, and then somewhat like an MMO with factions and guilds and whatnot. Right, Eclipse. It's like the first of its kind. It's a survival story game. It's awesome. Yeah, and I heard Co Carnage say it's like an RPG survival. It's like a new genre. Travis says, okay, so let me ask this. You've already asked this. You already asked this, Travis. I've already answered your question. Yes, you can play 100% PvE, never touching PvP. Okay? But if there are PvP sections, if you choose to go into those sections, then you will be able to get PvP'd on. Okay? But you can literally play the entire game, the entire story, the entire thing as a PvE player. Okay, then it's playable. If you're playing for just the story, sure. But if you want the gear, if you want the certain materials, you're going to have to go into a certain area. And what they're implementing now is they're going to be areas in PvE that you can still get the materials. It's just going to be a lot less of them. So you're going to have to grind those areas. Altern says, so it's like Enshrouded then. RPG survival with a PvP extraction as the end game. Yeah, because the end game right now is like an extraction. That's exactly what it is. But that's not what they intended it to be. Yeah, but it's not... See, Travis, you can't just do the story. There's story elements of the thing send you on missions to go do stuff in the survival aspect of it, right? The story is not just like a single player story. It's like you might do one of the stories, and then you might not do the next story of that for like 5 hours because you have to go get these certain resources and whatnot to bring back to get to a certain point. There's like different sections. So I don't think you would like it. At certain points, there's these crashed ships that are on the map already, and some of the stories tell you to go there to get the certain things from there. Yes. Robert Jones says, just sounds like Rust and Ark or Conan. Yeah, That's basically what it is. Ark, Conan. If you want people to group, then they also should be forced to matchmake when people are entering into the deep desert. So you go into a group of randoms and collect stuff with them. That would be interesting. But then the problem is it's whoever's on your server's on your server. Right? Right. If you don't like survival games, avoid it. Yeah, I really like the survival part of it. I really like the survival part. It's probably one of my better survival games that I've played. It's just one of those games, but if it has a story, I've never seen a story in a survival game like this. It's unreal. Yeah, and that's why I said I think it's more like Star Wars: The Knights of the Old Republic when it comes to the story type of stuff. It reminds me of that. All right, let's see what else is happening over here. All right, I got Microsoft layoffs. Chrono Odyssey players accuse devs of copying New World. Interesting. I don't know if I want to talk about that today. We got the Beavis and Butthead. Already talked about that. Microsoft adds Steam games. Oh, there we go. We can talk about that. Because Chrono Odyssey is trash. Is it bad? Is it bad, Water? Put some pictures up of the canceled Batman game. I think I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, though. I think we're going to talk about that tomorrow. All right, so Microsoft adds Steam games to its Xbox PC app on Windows. Xbox Insider gets access to Microsoft's new aggregated gaming library this week. So Tom Warren here says that Microsoft is starting to test its new aggregated gaming library in its Xbox PC app on Windows. Xbox Insider is now able to see their Steam and Battle.net games all within the Xbox app this week, making a single launcher for most installed PC games. So there you go. So I guess that's pretty evident now that the ROG Ally is going to do the exact same thing, right? This is the new consolidated library. Will roll out on Xbox app later this year, as well as the new devices like ROG, Xbox Ally handhelds is part of the Microsoft efforts to make the Xbox app on Windows and the home PC gaming to compete with Steam and Steam OS by combining Windows and Xbox. It says, when player installs a game from the support of PC storefronts, it will automatically appear in my library within the Xbox PC app, as well as the most recent title or list of titles in the sidebar, making it easier than ever to jump back into your games, explains the product manager. The Xbox platform, Microsoft says support for additional PC storefronts will roll out over time. So if you want to try the new aggregated library of Xbox app on PC Windows, you can simply download the Xbox Insider Hub on PC and join the PC gaming preview. You can also manage the visibility of games by hitting the PC storefront in library extension section of the Xbox app settings. So there you go. So, so Steam and Battle.net. Now, I don't know if GOG is going to be up there or Epic, but they did say right here, it says here, see, there is Steam and Battle.net games all within the Xbox app. And then down here, it does say additional PC storefronts will roll out over time, which I think would be Epic as well. So, look, that price point of that ROG Ally, again, just like I said for the headset, that white one, if it's low enough where it's like 300, 350, I think that sells very well. I think it sells very well. Now, I'm not saying very well like 20 million units. I'm just saying I think that sells very well where the convenience factor, where you're playing all of your games on one device, I think that's the biggest seller, the convenience factor. Now, remember we watched, was it Kind of Funny Games? And they were talking about certain things. And I was like, it seems like they just want convenience. And I think that's what a lot of people want. They just want, one-stop shop where they can just play, 3-4 consoles or platforms of games on one device. And that's what it'll be. Altern says the price point must be $400 to $600 for both devices. I'm afraid that low one's going to be low, $350, $400, but that top one's going to be like $700, $800. right? It's going to make you want to think about what tier you want. You're like, oh, I'm going to get this. But obviously, it might even be 600, 900. It could be 600, 800. It could be 500, 800. But, here we are. People said it'll never happen. What are PlayStation fans going to do when they freak out that people are going to be playing PlayStation games on their ROG Ally with an Xbox operating system? They're going to freak out. They're going to freak out. They're going to be like, you can't. Didn't Destin say he played Spider-Man on the actual device? What's going to happen? They're going to be like, oh my God. You're not allowed to do this. Say it's not possible. What was supposed to come out 5 years ago, Water? Was Odyssey? Chrono Odyssey? Was supposed to come out 5 years ago? Sarge says they will cry. I just find it funny. I never understood the concept of I don't want you playing my games. It's like someone came over to your house and likes taking your games. No, just let people play games where they want to play games. I've always been like that. I've always said it's stupid for exclusivity. Put games everywhere. That's why I like third-party games. And I always hated when Xbox or Sony did third-party exclusives. I hated that. I always hated it. Oh, Lost Souls. Gotcha. Yeah, I never understood that. When people say you're always upgrading your PC, like, I upgraded my graphics card about 1.5 years ago. 2 years ago, right? Before that, my PC was built in 2016. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, right? Yeah, it's on its errands. That's why we're taking the money and getting a new PC. But I had to replace the power supply and I upgraded my graphics card. 9 years. That is a full length of a system that you would be if I bought a console and the next console comes out and you purchase it. There's always this like weird thing that people think that like computers like break all the time and there's all these updates. Yeah, there's updates. There's updates on your thing too. Altard says, I'm selling my PlayStation 5 and buying an Xbox. Sony broke my heart. My wife divorced me. My kids hate me. It's all because of Sony making games for ROG Xbox. I was like, wait a minute, Altard, I don't think any of those things happened to you. It was worked on by one guy, but I also guess that Sony got some money behind it and delayed it for a few years. Only stupid people think that way. I love games. If I love a game, I want everyone possible playing it. Travis, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I have evidence of you when you first got into this channel 2 years ago. You did not think this way. So don't come in here like you're almighty powerful, like, oh, yeah, I always thought this way. Stop it. Stop it. Do I want to upgrade? Now, yeah. It's just like getting a new console. Cisco says, I'm crying right now, but unrelated reasons. Why would I care if you can play Spider-Man on my Xbox Ally? Right. That's exactly right, Cisco. Why would anybody care? Like, no! I had to pay $500. And they're like, well, they just paid $700 for the mobile device that they can play the game on it. Like, why does it matter? Waterbed says, yeah, I don't upgrade my PC all the time. My PC was from 2020, and I just bought a few parts last week. And that just uses a power supply with a new PC, if it's strong enough. I just know PC guys I'm around are always having to buy some new something, like every week. I don't know if they're like cigarette smokers and like blowing smoke into their actual computer. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Move on, man. Quit living in the past. I'm not living in the past, man. I'm also not living in a fantasy world where you talk shit. Like you were such a diehard PlayStation fan when you first got into the channel, and you used to talk shit and thought that I was an Xbox fanboy. Okay? You used to fight with people all the time. So much so that was the reason you were banned the first time in Discord. You don't remember the shit you said yesterday, let alone last week. Don't worry. I'll be here to remind you. Big Mo says, I'm consistent. That's for sure. Mo's in here every single day. Hashtag. When you pay, I play.
Yeah, Big Mad Mo, always got the key. When you pay, he plays, that's how it be. Xbox in his veins, Game Pass in his soul, saying boot on next season, that's how we roll. Xbox invades enemy territories here. Watch out, PlayStation, you better fear. Less is more, nah, we charging more. Game Pass on deck, we ready to
Consistent
explore.
mobile advertisement and spammer.
That's the rule.
Yeah, Mo's at least consistent. Mo's not moving the goalpost. He is tried and true. All right, let me see what's going on Twitter here. Let's see what's going on Twitter. Is this a new champion of an assault and pack? Comes with cosmetics and all 8 successor chapters. Is this right here? Is this new for the game? Because it doesn't say Space Marines 2. It just says Focus Entertainment. It says 2 little days before White Scars chapter pack is available. The White Scars chapter is an assault, and it is packed. Comes with a cosmetic for all 8 successor chapters for your favorite comment. So, is this a DLC pack that you're buying here? Is this a DLC pack that you're buying, or does this come? Is this come in? Is this free? Unless you have a sitting pass or a season pass, It comes with the Ultimate Edition, I think. But yeah, if you don't have it, you can buy it. Gotcha. Let me see what else is going on here. A couple rumors about the next hero that comes in next season for Marvel's Marvel Rivals. I think it's Jean Grey or Phoenix. Outlaw's still being updated. That's good. They'll finish the game soon. It's almost been out a year. Almost a year, right? Still not complete? What else we got here? Yeah, we'll pick up Space Marine 2 sometime later this year. .007 First Light may have Hitman-like live service missions. Well, we'll put that in the news stories for tomorrow. What is this game that people have been talking about? Apparently, this game has a lot of people, like 1 million copies have sold. It's called Peak. I think that's what it is. It's like a 4-player co-op thing. It's 12 o'clock. I got about 20 minutes, and I gotta head out. I gotta go to the doctor's today. What is this? $1,100 Lenovo OLED gaming laptop, cheapest RTX 50 series machine, $1,199. Watch the DM I sent you. Painkiller pre-order trailer. We already saw this. I've already seen Painkiller. New Thor and Punisher skins. There's a new Thor skin. There's a new Punisher skin. I don't know if I really like. He almost looks like Hulk. It's like they took Hulk's face and put it on his body. I don't know if I like that. It's weird. I mean, it's not Hulk's face, but it kind of looks like it. Oh, God. Pedro Pascal's on the vanity cover. So Jurassic Park Evolution 3 will no longer, this is what it says, no longer use generative AI following backlash. It's interesting. We could talk about that tomorrow. Well, that's the first thing he does. He has to assault people. He can't. That's when you know when you lose a fight, when you have to insult somebody. Oh, is that what it's supposed to be? The Punisher Daredevil Born Again? I gotcha. Gotcha. That's why they... Oh, you know you could just say, hey, can you take the thing down from being consistent? Here, we'll put you up there, Krebsy. There you go. There you go. Because Krebsy loves being a smartass, so we'll just leave him up there. Now instead of Mo being consistent, now we have Krebsy saying that Mo's consistent. That's fair. Yeah, nothing else is really happening over on Twitter here. Resident Evil Requiem already has over 1 million wish lists. Roic says Last Epoch is doing away with its early testing program for content creators. Mo's not consistently always shitting on PlayStation? Krebsy, is that what you're saying? You said the bad part is he's not consistent? Well, he's always consistent about hyping up Xbox and shitting on PlayStation. Microsoft planning on doing a bunch of new layoffs. Every other article here is either the MetaQuest, Xbox Edition, or Xbox layoffs. Those are the two things that are happening on Twitter right now. There are different ways of being consistent, I suppose. In the context that we were talking about, when we were talking about Travis, and then him talking shit about Xbox, and then Mo being consistent about talking about PlayStation and hyping Xbox, that's what we're talking about. Most consistent. Krebsy says, in regards, yes, but in general, no. That's exactly why in context that we were talking about, which was talking shit about one side or the other, is that Mo's consistent. I hope Mo's being paid by Xbox. No, he's not. All right. I think that is going to do it because there's no other stories. Because we'll talk about the other stories. I don't want to cannibalize tomorrow if there's no other news stories coming out. Robert Jones says, I say we just ban Travis. To be banned from the channel, you have to do... He's banned from the Discord. 100%. That's for his own safety. At least in YouTube, you guys can... If you don't want to see somebody, you can just mute them. Right? You can just mute them. If you don't want to see them, you just can mute them. At least I think you can, right? I'm pretty sure. Just click on them. Yeah, hide user from this channel. I don't know if anybody else can do that besides the moderators, but... I left Discord. You call it a ban? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, Travis. Yeah, you would be correct. You left and then came back and left and then came back and then left, and then came back. And I'm sure it was because of the voice chat. Sure. Guys, Ironheart is out today. Who's watching it? Who is watching Ironheart? The only way I'm watching that is someone watching it and then tell us how bad it is. Because it looks awful. I'll watch it in 9 months. I guarantee you they take it down off of Disney Plus, and you won't be able to watch it off in 9 months. I don't think that show stays on. Hell, they took Willow off. They took Willow off. Remember that show? Nobody does. IGN gave it a 9, didn't they? Let me look at the box office. All right. The box office, Elo didn't make... Oh, my God. This is a Pixar film. Pixar film, and in an opening weekend, worldwide, it made $34 million. Holy shit. That's not good. Look at this. 8, 6, and 5. Movie's done. That movie is done. It was supposed to come out last year. Oh no, Rotten Tomato, right? It's got a 91% and 84%. Well, there's not a lot of people that saw it. 91 people, or 91% of people, and 84% from critics. I'm pretty sure that IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. Cool Bama guy says it sounds like people are maybe done with Disney. I don't know, because Inside Out 2, I think, made like $1 billion, right? It did actually really well, right? Inside Out 2 made a lot of money. I know it came out at the end of last year. Yeah, it made $1.6 billion, right? $1.6 billion for Pixar. And then on top of that, Lilo and Stitch came out, the live action. That got like almost $900 million, and that just came out. So I don't know. Well, they marketed the movie last year, and now they haven't marketed the movie at all. I saw the trailer when we went to go see. The hell did we go see? Oh, How to Train Your Dragon. No, it wasn't How to Train. Maybe it was How to Train Your Dragon. They showed a trailer for it. That's not getting too good of reviews right now, or people are not really talking about it. They said it was very boring for the people that I saw. It did pretty good at the box office. It came in second, behind How to Train Your Dragon's second week. But I think overall, the budget of this is pretty small. I'm gonna say it's probably what, 100 mil, 125 mil. I don't even know if they tell the budget for that. Let me see. $75 million. Yeah, so 100%. So with the marketing, it's probably 150 to 180 mil. So they're fine. Right now they're at 60. They almost made their not almost. Well, I don't know. It actually they might not make money. It all depends what they do. Right now they're at 60. They might not make their money back for 28 years later. 75 million though. So you need about 150, so you need about 300 mil. You need about $300 million to be profitable. Once everything is all said and done. Oh, and it's not doing good with the fans. 65% from the fans. I hear a lot of people just said it was like really, really slow and boring. And there just might not be a big interest in it. Maybe they waited too long. Did How to Train Your Dragon set the bar for animated to live action? They just did a 1-to-1 shot. It was very good. I liked it. They did a really good job doing a 1-to-1 shot, and basically that's all you need to do, right? The dragons in that movie did very well as far as like taking it from the screen. A couple of the castings that they did, I didn't like how they changed them, but overall, really good. Yeah. Crowd likes it. 98%. 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and 77% by critics. Krebsy says next month is going to be fun. Seeing Superman, Fantastic Four, and Jurassic Park. I have a feeling. Now, obviously, it's the biggest month of the year. It could make the biggest amount of money for the box office in general, just because there's 3 big blockbusters coming out. But it could also be very shocking because they've already lowered Superman from like 100. It was supposed to be like $160 million opening weekend, and now they've lowered it to like $90 million opening weekend, which is not good. When you take $70 to $80 million off of the movie that you think it was going to make almost $200 million, and then now it's not going to break $100 million, that's not good because that comes out first, right? And then Fantastic Four comes out the week after, and then Jurassic Park comes out the week after that. So if Superman doesn't do good the first weekend, it's not going to do good. But we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, the flop-tastic. I don't know, man. That last trailer didn't do any justice for me for Fantastic Four. I think Silver Surfer doesn't look good. I don't think Pedro Pascal is a good Reed Richards, and we're going to see him again. You know we're going to see him again. All right. That's going to do it for us today. Appreciate it very much. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock in the morning for the Daily Grind. And then we'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for more gaming over on 30 and Still Gaming and over on Twitch on 30 and Still Gaming. Appreciate it very much. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. I appreciate it very much. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sunshine, rise and shine. The Daily Grind is here on time with gaming news and fun galore. We'll chat and entertain once more. What's is on, jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. We're nitty Dune and daily, don't you miss? Entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming always. Controller ready, headset too, we've got the updates just for you. From late night streams to morning plays, we cover gaming always. Laughs and news on winning blend, the show with you, our dearest friend. Comments rolling, chats alive, the daily grind, 5-star vibe. Tune in daily, don't you miss? Entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Good morning, sunshine, rise and shine. The daily grind is here on time, with gaming news and fun below. We'll chat and entertain once more. The coffee's hot, the mic is on. Jump in the chat, let's have some fun. From pixel small to stories grand, we bring the magic to your hand. Tune in daily, don't you miss? Entertainment wrapped in bliss. From new releases, tips and tricks, the daily grind, your morning fix. Come on in, your morning